Institutions being transformed also into new identities. Schools, after hours, are being are functioning as telecenters in some areas of the country. Again, this is very few and far between, but it is happening, and I'd like to point it out. Local government institutions are transforming themselves. I talked about the Union Parishads transforming themselves into community hubs, where technology is being used for service delivery, for connectivity to others in similar situations across the country. And software outsourcing I talked about, and revenue generation is also happening. Now, what is the enabling environment? Dan talked about the regulatory and enabling environment. I'll talk about some positives and some negatives also in the next 2 to 3 minutes. The ICT policy is very supportive. We have an ICT policy now that is actionable. So you'll see that there are over 300 action items, and if you look through them, many of them pertain to social networking. It talks about developing community centers in schools, talks about developing community centers in local government institutions across the country. So you'll actually see of the 300, I haven't done the actual browsing of how many will be part of social networking, but many will. I think we'll probably see about 30, 40 of them will be part of social networking. The Right to Information Act I talked about, again a very important policy and legal enabler for us to use social networking. And then the digital government strategy, which has been with us for the last 2 years, the very important tool of the current government. And then we have looked at this digital government strategy as a social enabler. You see the different sectors that are covered in the digital government strategy. So it's very clear that this is not a technology strategy. It's a strategy for socioeconomic transformation using technology. So you see the different sectors and the different enablers. And ICT is actually not even mentioned anywhere other than the ICT industry. So very important for you to take note of. Price of internet is our biggest challenge right now. We need internet at a very affordable price for the student in a rural classroom, for the farmer that will come to the Union Parishad, for the patient who will come to a Union healthcare center. This is not happening right now. So again, there is negotiation being done with the private operators, the mobile operators, the WiMAX operators, the NTTN providers. So all that is happening in parallel. So again, we'd like to see some progress in the next few months. But I'd like to point out this math that we have done here, the 156,000 institutions across the country that would like to connect in the next 3 years. Very important.
Do you have
for our country?
Are the operators, are they private companies or are they state-owned?
Most of them are private companies. Of the 6 mobile operators, 5 of them are private, mostly foreign-owned. The single government-owned operator is locally owned, obviously. NTTN, private-owned. WiMAX, private-owned. We have a fixed line phone company which is government owned, but then again there are that has reach across the country, but it's not very efficiently run. So they have not been able to do what they could have to create regulatory pressure by being a competitor in the market who can lower prices, because they have low prices but they're inefficient. So nobody, I shouldn't say nobody, but they are not attractive. The submarine cable company is government owned, so they basically own the submarine cable that connects us to the external world. Yeah. But then the entire country is largely served by private ISPs. I guess that was the end of my presentation. So what I'd like to summarize is that what you learned in the last day or so